Hello, hello, it's Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers, and it is 1 o'clock on Thursday, which means it is time for a Facebook Live video. Sorry for the wiggling, sorry. So before we get going, I want to say this one time so that you all hear it before I forget, because you know I'm going to forget. On Saturday, we have the amazing and wonderful Ink and Crew World Card Making Day event. And throughout the day, they're every hour on the hour, except during Stampin' Up's event. And the schedule is posted on my Facebook page, so you'll be able to check it out. But at 7 p.m. Eastern, I will be the presenter. I will be on the Facebook page for the World Card Making Day event for the Amy's Ink and Crew. So if you haven't already signed up for that page, not signed up for, but joined that page, find the link on my blog or on this Facebook page and get yourself into the group so that you can watch. What I'm trying to say, bottom line up front, I will not be on YouTube on Saturday night. Okay, on Saturday, and I won't be on my Stamps-N-Lingers Facebook page either. I'll be on the World Card Making Day Facebook page. Does that all make sense? Let me double check and be sure that I'm not just talking to nobody. It looks like I'm maybe out in the world. Okay, so that's a good sign. Hey, Brooke. Hi, Rosie. Hello, Marianne. Hi, Vicky. So anyway, on Saturday, I hope you will join. I hope you'll join the whole day. And I think it's going to be great. We have a lot of great presenters, and there's going to be a lot of great projects. And I hope that you will come over at 7 to see me, which would be our normal time. It just won't be on YouTube or on my Facebook page. It'll be on the World Card Making Day page. All right, saday. Okay, so here's our card that we're going to make today, sort of. We are, in fact, going to use the fresh cut flowers and the fresh cut stems. Now, you know, this is one of the Perfect Partners die set, and guess when it ends? Well, let's see. Today's the 29th. It ends on the 30th, so, you know, there's that. So if you want these dies, you need to get them right away. You can either buy them separately or you can buy them bundled with fresh cut flowers if you don't already have this stamp set. So please get it if you don't have it already. After the 30th, they'll be gone. And they're pretty wonderful. So I've made this card. I've used perfectly penciled as the DSP. You can see some embossing there, I think. And then this particular one I made into a get well card with wishing you a speedy recovery from the aptly named stamp set called Speedy Recovery. Hey guys, appreciate y'all coming. But I'm going to make this one that we make for the video into a birthday card. And we're going to use the happy birthday sentiment from the Celebrating You stamp set. Okay, sadite, okay. And I also have the Elegant Eucalyptus 3D embossing folder. Not this one. This one is the one we're going to use. Okay, so let's get going. Everything will be on my blog, Tamale, so you will not have any problems. You can just watch and enjoy. We're going to start with, now I got to tell you, I love this color combination. Black, pink, and green is kind of classic. I think it's classic for a reason. I just don't know what the reason is other than it looks really cool. All right, perfectly penciled is the DSP. Remember, this is the all black and white DSP that is in the annual catalog. So you've still got plenty of time to get it. Hey, Joan. No hurricane. Yay, I'm so glad. I'm really having trouble kind of focusing. I've got friends down, one friend in Fort Myers, another in Sebring, and several of my team members are in Florida in varying locations related to the hurricane. So I don't want to say it's been a long night because that makes it about me, but it's pretty worrisome. I haven't been able to hear from either of my two ladies down there, and that's frightening. So I'm hoping that they're okay. They stayed in place. They stayed in place, and that's frightening. Okay, so I've got that matted on polished pink. Favorite pink ever, not gonna lie. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna stamp a sentiment on the bottom of this center panel, and then I'm going to emboss it. Now, I can tell you, you can certainly attempt to stamp a sentiment, or anything really, onto an already embossed panel, but it's hard. It was really, really hard. Really, really hard. And you might not be able to do it. Hey guys, appreciate y'all coming. So as I said, instead of making it a get well card, I'm going to make it a birthday card with the Celebrating You. And since I haven't used this one in a minute, I'm going to just do a quick check here to be sure I have a straight image. and I mostly do. I'm going to tip that bottom left side down just a little bit. So this would be straight. I'm going to go right here and then just barely touch it down a little bit. Hold and hope we get a good image. Yeah, I think that's good. I'll take that. We'll take that for 1,000, Alex. Alrighty, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go behind me off screen, and I promise I won't say anything at all that is even sort of wise or useful. And I'm going to emboss this in this embossing folder. And what I'm really kind of doing here is take this center spray, I'm trying to kind of center it on the panel. Okay? So like right about there. So I'll be right back. Hang tight. Hanging tight. We have hit fall. Oh wait, I said I wasn't going to say anything useful. We have hit fall here, and it's that time of year where it's really chilly in the house because I insist on having the windows open, and it's a lot warmer outside. So I'm sporting a long sleeve, but as soon as I go out, I'm guessing I'll have to shed down just a little bit. Hey Pat, thank you so much. Hi Barbara. But anyway, I love fall, and it is falling. It's falling right here right now. So I am very happy. So here's another piece of polished pink. Now you can see that even though I've embossed, it hasn't distorted the sentiment at all. I would tell you that the smaller the font and the more detailed and ornate and scripty the font gets, the more likely you are to get some distortion of your sentiment if you emboss it. Okay, so pick your fonts wisely. Always pick your fonts wisely when you are trying to, well, I mean, always pick your fonts wisely, but when you are trying to do some dry embossing after you have stamped them, I highly recommend that you pay close attention. Or, you know, emboss it and it could turn out perfectly. All right, so we're going to put that on right there. And I'm trying to eyeball it to be a little bit straight. My sample was a little bit crookedy. Okay, now let's go ahead. Murmur amongst yourselves. I'm going to go ahead. I've done a little bit of stamping and cutting. I will show you right now what I have done already. Now, I did not use this giant, big, beautiful image in Fresh Cut Flowers. I've used this one and this one only. So I stamped it in Tuxedo Black Memento ink. I stamped this one once, and then these two little doohickeys twice, and cut them with their coordinating die set. Die. It's not a whole set. It doesn't take the whole set to cut out one, but it does take two. So you can see this die set cuts out all of these images, plus you get this, which is a gorgeous spray of flowers / berries, which I've cut two of in Parakeet Party. And you get some leaves and a little bit of flowers and some single flowers. So you get quite a bit, and you get this image, which actually, if you'll see, it's got room to put these little die cut flowers. So you can do all sorts of things with this set, which means it's highly wonderful. All right? Okay, so I'm going to put this away, and then I'm going to shut up and get to making. Let's get to making. I know sometimes people really hate it when people spend a lot of time going, and look at this die, and look at that die. I can see the die, lady. Come on. All right. Let me put that back on before I don't have that die. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to color these up. Hey, Juanita from Kent, Washington. Appreciate you coming. Hi, Carol. And Carol. Love the frame. I know. Isn't it pretty? This is like a classic layout, right? I mean, this one is one that you can kind of count on when you need a card. I'm just saying. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Stampin' blends. I've got my light polished pink. And I'm going to color these little guys. And you're going to notice I'm using the brush tip, even though this is little tiny. So I'm really being careful. But actually, it's a little easier coloring these little tiny things with just the very tip of the brush tip than it is with the bullet end. Even though that seems a little counterintuitive, right? Because you'd think that the smaller end would be easier, but actually the bullet tip is a little bit thicker, just saying. Yeah, thank you, Rosie. Good reminder. I'm going to try to remember to say that a few times. I will not be on YouTube or on this Facebook page on Saturday. I will be on the Ink and Crew World Card Making Day Facebook site at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. After quite a few of my friends from our team, including Carol Buckaloo, who is on today. And I'm not sure who else I have. Oh, and Amy will be doing a presentation. Okay, so I've got those two colored right there. And then now I'm going to show you, I made this up. This is totally my own creation, and I'm very proud of it. I don't know what these little flower guys are, but in my world, they are light Daffodil Delight. And so that's how I'm coloring them. And I'm just going to color these like so. And to me, these are baby berries, baby ones. So they're going to be light Daffodil Delight too. And then these little guys, while being light Daffodil Delight, they have these little tiny pink frilly willies at the top. And I think this is probably a real flower. I just don't know what it's called. I don't know. It might not be real. Or it could be. I don't even know. Now I'm going to take both my light and my dark parakeet party, and I'm going to first color all these large leaves on this image with the light blend. And then I'm going to pull out my dark 90 today. Cynthia, where are you that you will be at 90? See, Alicia, that's right. It really is kind of the handiest if you're just a little bit careful. So what I'm doing with the dark one is I'm going back over just a couple of them, just to give a little bit of differentiation between the leaves. I'm going to confess, I don't get real head up on trying to do blending and mashing and shadowing and all that stuff, especially not with these little tiny images. Seems like a waste of my eyesight. I'm just throwing it out there. And then I'm going to use the dark one on here. You could use the light one. It's totally up to you. But I kind of wanted to use the dark one. I might have used the light one on my sample. I don't know. It's hard for me to say. We have got concrete going in today. It is going in. Finally, the garden shed. The rain has held off enough that we were able to get that done today. So Wayne is out supervising that. Hey, Cindy, appreciate you coming. And they are waiting for the concrete to set up enough to do some finishing doo-ha. And of course, you know, thank you, Ian, the wind started blowing just about the time the truck showed up. So as they're pouring the wet concrete, the pine needles and leaves are trying to blow in on it. So you know that's how that works. Okay, to finish this off, I'm going to use my dark Daffodil Delight to color these two larger flowers. And it's going to get, I know you're going to be surprised because this happens a lot. It's going to get a polished pink innard. You've seen that, right? Where the petals are yellow and the inside is pink? No. Maybe in Willy Wonka's world, but not in the real world that I have ever seen. And I arbitrarily decided that was a flower. That could just as easily have been a leaf. All right, and back with my light polished pink and coloring the center. Okay, so now all of our pieces and parts are ready, and now we can put our card together. Oh, Cindy, I hope you have fun with it. I hope you have fun with it. All right, so I'm going to use all of these parts, and what you want to do, remember, you want to lay things out and take the time until your brain says, there it is. Yeah. When your brain does say that, I like to take a picture of it. But I'm now going to use my sample because I liked that layout, so why would I worry about how to do it differently? I mean, you know, come on. That's crazy. The wheel, you know what? Let's make the wheel round and let's leave it that way. I don't even think we need to reevaluate the shape of a wheel. So that's kind of my same philosophy here. Once I get a good layout, I like it and I'm done with it. And then this guy is going to go right here like that. And I think I'm going to pull this just a little bit this way. Like so. Like so. I think this will go down just a little bit. There we go. All right, I can live with how that's going to look. Remember, it's just a little bit different because I have a little different sentiment. So now I'm going to use my tweezers. I'm betting it is. And Vicki, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's going to get worse before it gets better. Because old Ian has picked up some speed again. You know, he petered out a little bit once he tracked across Florida I heard somebody call it the speed of a bike rider, which I thought, okay, that is not very fast and that is not very good. That is not good at all. No. You want hurricanes to move along, baby. Some of the pictures have been truly horrifying. I cried yesterday. I was watching one on YouTube and there was a kitty stuck on the top of a air conditioning thing on a oceanfront house. And I don't know if they hadn't been able to find him or if he was a stray or what, but he was stuck there. But some good person waded out, and I mean like waded out thigh deep, and rescued him. His poor little face, I was like, oh. So I had to stop watching because it just breaks my heart. Breaks my heart. And I have to stop thinking about it. Okay, so here we go. I love those little pink flowers with those little green leafies. Here we go. Hello, Pam. And I'm using liquid glue here instead of dimensionals because, I don't know, I went crazy today. I just went crazy today. We're going to put that right there like, I think we're going to go right up here like this. There we go. Like a shoe. And then I have a little bit of baker's twine in white and parakeet party. And now I have seen it, I've been told a tip, and I've tried it once with linen thread. Yeah, Juanita, right? It just killed me. Really killed me. His poor little face, he was like, holy smokes, what in the world is going on here? So it looks like that's going to help. Maybe, we'll see. Give that a little pull through across your bone folder before you make a bow. All of these baker's twines that have colors twisted in them, the twisting can make them pretty twisty, right? It can make them hard to have a straight bow. And I know a lot of people like a twisty bow, but twisty bows bother me. And so I try my darndest to not have a twisty bow. Just saying. Thank you, Janice. And now you could use a glue dot here, but they're so big compared to the size of the bow that you tend to have to really work hard to not have it be sticky right there. So I used a glue dot, and a dot of glue, totally different. Glue dot, dot of glue, completely different. And I'm just going to put that on there and hold it down for a minute and then leave it be. Stop touching it, Mary. Thank you, guys. No, you are not going to get what we thought it was going to be. I mean, when we first saw the track, it was coming right to Atlanta. And we were like, please let us get because it wasn't going to, for us, it wouldn't have been the same kind of an event, obviously, as coastal places in Florida. But we really didn't need it to rain. Did I mention we're pouring concrete right now? So yeah, we didn't need it to rain. So I'm just using some 20, 21, 23 in color opal rounds, and I'm going to put a few of these on here. One of them is going to go in the middle of this flower right here. Right here. And then I'm going to put 4 more out in the field. Out in the field, the card field, as it were, like that. And that is our card front. So now we will get our innard and our envelope done, and we'll be, you know, done-ske. I have just a plain white piece of basic white cardstock. That's the Department of Redundancy department. A plain white piece of basic white cardstock. Yep. Great to go. And then I have my basic white envelope, and I'm going to do the stamping at the same time so that everything starts to dry. Remember, Memento ink in particular, all of the dark ones take a little extra time to dry, and the Memento for sure does. So you want to give it time to do its thing. So I'm going to ink up, and I'm going to put that in this corner about like that. And then I'm going to put it again about like that. And just a note to self, this is damp too. So even on paper, I give it a look, see how it's smeared there? If I put my envelope over the top of that to stamp the corner, then I will have ink on the back of it. Ask me how I know that. All right. Let's go like that. See, I did do it. I'll have to use my eraser. See, even as I'm telling you, don't do this, I did it. See? Oh, thank you, Sharon. I appreciate that. Isn't that the most beautiful set? And that Abigail Rose, oh my gosh, it's just gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Okay, so let's see. Here's our, you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to turn this over so that I'm not working on anything that could even remotely be wet. And then I'm going to roll along a little bit because we're running out of daylight. And by daylight, I mean it's just getting late. I have to go to the dental hobby shop today. I've had a toothache for about a week and a half. If I eat anything sweet, hard, warm, or cold, the right side of my mouth hurts for like 30 minutes, which is annoying. I'm just going to tell you that straight up. It's pretty annoying. So he's going to have to fix it. And the worst part about it is you know how they find which tooth is the problem when you can't point to it and they look and go, oh, well, it's broken, or, oh, well, the filling is mixed. They get a little tiny piece of ice stuff and they stick it on your teeth until you scream, and then they know, oh, well, that's the tooth. So I was really hoping it would go away, and it didn't. So I've got to go and let them torture me with their little ice thing. They really like that ice thing because it's very diagnostic. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the envelope. Now, here's a reminder. When you're using a Stampin' blend on an envelope, don't push really hard. And if you're a little ham-handed, like I can be when I'm not thinking about it, stick something in there. Stick a piece of plastic inside your envelope, because the blender pen, the Stampin', I'm going to say blender pen, I mean Stampin' blends, will absolutely bleed through. So just lightly touch it. Fortunately, it's not a huge area, and you don't need to push really hard, so not an issue. You'll be glad to know I did keep Finn in today, because otherwise we'd have had concrete all over his little feeties. His little feeties would have had concrete because he couldn't help it. He did get to go out first thing before the concrete arrived and say hey to the concrete pourer people. The concrete pourer people came at 7:30, and the concrete itself came at 9. So I don't know what the world they did out there. They put some plastic stuff down, and they looked around, and they, stood with their hips cocked and hands on their hips and scratching their chins and doing man things, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what they did. I stayed in the house because I am no dummy. It was cold out there this morning. Okay, so there's the Dark Daffodil Delight. I know, Cindy. And I think when I get their bill, I'm always like, I definitely picked the wrong line of work. That is for certain sure. But ew, I could not be a dentist. I feel pretty confident. Not even for that money. Okay, so I'm coloring these little baby thingies. I don't know what the pods. I'm calling them pods because they look like a pod to me. I don't know. Coloring them in these light Daffodil Delight. Do you think maybe they're not a pod? Maybe they're an unopened flower? I don't know. But whatever they are, I'm coloring them in light Daffodil Delight. And you know what? You could do these in any color you wanted. You could even go crazy and make them like purple. I mean, who's going to say they're not right? Because I don't think they're real. And you could, even if somebody does, you could go, hello, these are in Willy Wonka's garden. Hello. All right, so that's those. Hopefully I won't find any more. And now let's see, this is my dark, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to color. Actually, let me use my light ones first. Let me use the light one first. How about that? No, I didn't because it's time for him to go to the groomer again, which is next week, and his little foot pads are all hairy, and there's no telling how long it would take me to get all that concrete out of all that hair. And he's kind of a sensitive guy. Now, this is the panel. I want to show you something when I get to the envelope. A little tip about using blends on an edge. If you're not careful, the blend bleeds over the back. So when you're doing your envelope, you really want to be sure that when you're coloring against the edge, that you go out away from it like that. Don't color from off of the envelope to in. See what I'm saying? So instead of coloring this way on this one, I would color down and lift the pen as it gets closer to the edge of the envelope, just so that it has a less chance of bleeding. Okay. Now I am arbitrarily deciding that this time this is not a flower. That's a leaf. I just decided it right then. Okay. Almost done, guys. Bear with me. Stick with me, people. Stick with me. All right. I got all of the lights done. Now I'm going to come back in and put... Also, Wayne is not a fan of handprints, paw prints established in 2022. None of those things. Concrete is supposed to be pristine. Pristine concrete. That could be a guy thing. I'm not sure. I mean, when I was little, we did put our hands, when my dad poured some, I remember he poured concrete for something, probably a porch, and we put our hands in it. Different times. When you're married to a construction dude, he's not into that so much. Okay, so there's that. Now we'll get our last little bit of, nope, I'm not letting him write his name in the, although if he could write his name, I would be rich, 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 rich. All right, we're coming back with our polished pink now. Looking for all the little doodahs on the top of the little whatchamacallits. I don't see any more. And we'll get this side done. Now I'm not gonna put a little gem doodah on the front of the envelope flap, but I am gonna put them in here. Oop. Almost forgot that little doohickey. And let's see, where did you go, Gems? Here you are. Do you have little ones? Yes, I have enough little ones left on these, in this pack. All right, and we'll put a little one here, and a little one here. There we go. And then I'm going to adhere this to its polished pink card front. No, this is not a card front, it's a mat. It is a mat. All righty. Here we go. And I vacillated. I went back and forth between a Parakeet Party card base and black, and I decided the black was just too good. It just needed to be the black. Really did. Because I do love polished pink against black. Now, Honestly, the polished pink against the parakeet party looked pretty cool too, but it didn't look as good as that right there. Now I will get some black dimensionales, and we're going to put those on the back of the card front. I had these, well, I guess I used them all. Using the edges here. Remember, these are all still dimensionals, even if they're on the edge. I'm on the edge of reason. So you can just cut them however big you want. Those are probably bigger than I need, but that was fun. All right. And where's the other ones? Here we go. Two. Oh man, one short. Nope, I got it. There we go. Okay. And you do want to make sure that you're putting it on right side up. Just saying. Here we go. So remember, Perfect Partners ends tomorrow. Your last chance to get the coordinating dies. And did anybody notice the Starter Kit Plus promotion that starts next week? Did y'all see that on my website? Did you? I hope you did, because it's pretty awesome, because you get an extra $30 in product to pick. So instead of $125 with a $99 outlay and free shipping, you get $130 worth with that same $99 outlay and still free shipping. So definitely, if you have been on the fence about joining, this will be a good time. It's the 4th through the 31st of October, and that's it. It's called the Starter Kit Plus promotion. And I think you will be happy if you pick now to join. So if you have any questions, please feel free to give me a shout, and I will be glad to answer any and all. All right, I'm going to give this a little fussy cut right quick like a bunya. And then, because it's driving me crazy, 155 in product. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So normally you would pick 125, but during that promotion, which is just in the month of October, starting on the 4th, well, that didn't work so good. I may have to make a new one. Starting on the 4th, you'll be able to get $155 in producto. Alrighty, so here you go. One as a get well card and one as a happy birthday card. But both beautiful and both from the exact same ingredients with the exception of the sentiment. Alrighty, guys, I appreciate it. I hope I will see you on our Ink and Crew World Card Making Day on Saturday. And please also consider, if you haven't already, signing up for the free Stampin' Up! World Card Making Day event, which is between 2 and 5 Mountain Time. I think I said those times right. 2 and 5 Mountain Time on Saturday. And it's all free. Everything's free. It's free. All right, guys, thanks so much. Have a great rest of your week. Plus you can still get the planner kit by purchasing the supply list. I believe that is possible, Teresa. I don't know if you can put the supply list in the starter kit, but I will be happy to check on that, I think. All right, see you guys. Ta. Hmm.